Hello, how is it going, people? So, today I'm going to be showing you guys how did I make my track Take It that you must have heard in my reels if you follow me, and you must have heard it a ton of times. Promotion was going crazy. All right, so we're going to be going section by section, and I'll try to keep it thorough and detailed as possible so that everyone can take something from this. Aha, very funny. All right, so just note that if you are watching this on YouTube, that this is a very small section of the full breakdown available on my Patreon. And if you want like full song breakdowns, and I might drop some of my racks or some of my samples, you can subscribe to my Patreon and support me over there. And now we finally get to the drop. Now the drop is, again, you might look like it as a showcase of shadow samples. By the way, if you really want to buy shadow samples, you can check them out in the link in my description. And if you use the code WCKiD, that's WCKiD, WCKiD, you'll get a 10% discount. Alright, let's start with this kick. Sounds like this. First off, if you haven't heard the drop, let me just quickly play it for you.
Let me take it. Take, let me take.
Right? So we'll start off with this kick. Sounds like this. So you can see there's not a lot of processing on this kick, but I really like to show you this trick that I do with Shaper Box, where I am just making the highs a little bit shorter. See how it sounds without the Shaper Box. And with the Shaper Box, can you hear how it's just a tad bit more tighter? I really wanted it so that it just gels nicely with the bass. These are all like mixing decisions that I take. I don't usually think about them while I'm producing, but yeah, when I was mixing, I just noted that the kick is a little bit too loud. Then we have a little bit of EQing. Again, I have the split EQ, which is taking away the transient information because maybe it sounded a little bit too annoying. Then we have the snare. Again, it's from shadow samples, and a lot of people ask me where's the snare from. It's actually from shadow samples. Let me just show you where it is from. Yeah, so shadow samples, heavy bass, a snare, Lil Skrilla. Sounds like this. And I haven't processed it a lot. Just a little bit of EQing and then boba for, I think, the vocals, to make space for the vocals. Sounds like this. Pretty nice, pretty short, really like it. Then we have these tops. They sound like... So it's just EQing, not a lot of processing. Yeah, you see it's just basic EQing on all of them. That's why I like it. The samples straight out of the box are so good. So you can see a little bit of spectral EQing to again make space for the vocals. And then we have a hell lot of mid-side EQing, where I'm just EQing the sides a little bit more because I felt the top end of all of these things were like way wide. Then the warms actually return. They are the same exactly how we saw them in the verses, but we have some more processing. I've added this rift to make it a little bit more, I don't know, grungy, like that, and some erosion, some roar. That's pretty cool. I'm using the envelope follower in roar, and I am using it to modulate basically everything: the amount, the frequencies, the amount for the Shaper 2 and the amount for the Shaper 3. So all these things you see here, they are all envelope modulated to sort of work to make this hit a little bit harder, I guess. We have a little bit of nice tube saturation on the low end, some more tube saturation on the mid end, but the biasing is always down, so it sounds a little bit crunchy, I guess. And then a little bit of shards algorithm from roar, so that it adds a little bit of noise along with resampling. Wow. So without it, with it, see, instantly in control. I also really like this distortion tube culture from Arturia. Very nice. and I think I'm adding it in the second part. Yeah, pretty sick. A little bit of EQing and some clipping, and then we have this thing. There's not a lot of processing over here as well. Maybe in the second out of the drop we have it. Yeah, so you can see these, I haven't done a lot of production like sound designing in this song because I don't know, when I was making the idea for this track, I just flowed with the samples and it worked. Now there are other songs where I've used a lot of sound designing skills, but in this song I haven't, and to be honest I'm okay with this. I don't need to sound design every time I make a song because I don't have that sort of ego issue. I'm like completely okay with using samples. And then we have the same guitars again returning, but I have this auto filter. You can see it's the older auto filter, but it gives the guitars the wumpiness. So without this auto filter it sounds like, but with the auto filter, so you get what I'm talking about, like womp womp womp. And then we have all these little fills like this one, and I think I'm using Isotope Trash 2. Yep, that's the Isotope Trash 2. I still like Isotope Trash 2 more than the little rebranding that they did of Isotope Trash. See, without it, with it, game changer. We'll come back to the main bass in just a sec because I think here there is something a little bit more interesting. But then we have just filler elements, for example all these, right? So without it, just adding that artificial high end which wasn't there in the first place. These breaths, again from shadow fucking samples. We have this vocal fill. Here's a little cool trick that I want to show you. Like if this 8-bit thing wasn't there, see how it sounds like. It dies out. But because of the bit crusher and all of that OTT, it's trying to bring that dying sound back. Because of OTT, it's like upwards compression. See? It stays for a lot of time, and that is very cool. I've actually used that trick a lot in my other songs. So yeah, let's just have a look. And then we also have this, I guess, telephone. And again, there's just a little bit of Isotope Trash. So without it, with it, just making it a little bit more louder, I guess. And then we also have like a ton of mid-side EQing on this guy because I think it was a little bit too wide. But yeah, the main bass, this is how it sounds like. So let me just turn all of the processing off so that we can start to see how this sound was built from the ground up. So this is the preset. You can see it's bass ruffled, but I have made some changes to the preset. So the main thing that I wanted to show you guys from this sound is the LFO1 modulating the noise as the note changes. So you can achieve this effect again by a lot of means. You can use ring mod, sidechained noise, or you can do it the hard or manual way like how I did it. So basically when the note changes and it goes to a higher note, the noise starts to go faster. So it almost gives like a perception or illusion that the noise is being like tuned, or the noise is basically it somehow relates or just fucks around with the original sound, but actually it just goes faster. See? That is pretty sick, I felt. And yeah, other than that, it's just a normal preset again from shadow samples. I have added a little bit of effects to this. For example, we have some OTT to this. OTT here is basically useful to bring out the noise even more, and I'm using the time all the way up so that we don't get any artifacts and the sound remains tight. We have a little bit of EQ8 demudding the sound, and then some compression. Now see, this compression is very, very important for the stability of the low end. Check this out. It's only working on the low end because the low end is very fast. This is actually, I don't know, maybe 30-second note or whatever, like I don't know, maybe 30-second note or something. So the low end is very like wiggly. So I'm using this fuse compressor from Minimal Audio to try to make it as stable as possible on bigger systems. Then we have some more EQing, and then there is something interesting going on in Roar as well. So in Roar, I'm again using LFO1 on 30-second note because I know that this bass is going at a 30-second note, right? Something like that. How bad am I doing all these impressions? I'm so sorry. But what am I doing here exactly? So I am using on the mid channel, I guess. Yeah. On the mid channel, I am using the resampling filter so that it bit crushes the sound. And I am moving this filter so that it gives a really, really nice top end. Check this out. So without the roar, and then with roar, completely sick. And I'm also changing it from sync to triplets. So sick. I really like this. And yeah, roar is basically, if you know how to go your way or work your way around roar, which I think I know decent bit about it, you don't need any other saturation plugin at all. But still, I have like tons of them. Then we have some clipping. And you see, this is where the mixing mindset starts, where I have tons and tons of cutting in the 1K region, some demudding, some more like taking out the low end a little bit, then some mid-side EQing from mids and sides, and then I have some Serum 2 for the later part of the track. This is the main sound basically. And then other than that, we just have the vocals, which don't have any different processing than what we had in the verse. Which brings me, what do I use for sidechain? Yeah, so I used to use the shaper box with so many different like MIDI clippings so that it triggers a different curve every time I hit a new note, and it was so fucking complicated. I use a Fox Stevenson technique, but now Compactor takes care of it all. It's just so easy to get it right. So I use that. And then I don't think second drop is pretty much the same. The second half of the first drop, that's pretty much the same. But we have a new bass, which is this one. And you can see we are doing the same exact thing. So this is again bass swamp preset, and I'm doing the same exact thing, which is but this is being added to what exactly? Oh, basically to everything, right? So this is one of the main LFOs, and it's added to everything, and again is modulated at the same rate as the note, so that it gives like they are correlated. And then we have roar, and I'm doing some sort of stuff over here. Don't want to get into the nitty-gritty details of it. What else? Not a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you can see like this track is very, very simple. Not a lot of sound design. A lot of presets and samples are being used in this track. And it's just a representation of how good sample selection doesn't really require a lot of manual work to be done, right? I hope you guys enjoyed it, and there is a reason why I chose this particular track for breakdown, is because I see a lot of people that are afraid of using presets and samples. Do not be afraid, use them and get the most out of your song. That is what I would say. I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace out.